What's up guys, it's Crazy HD and today I'm going to be showing how to make 3D text in Cinema 4D. And I got a new mic, so maybe my audio quality would be a lot better. Leave me a comment, tell me what you think. But anyways, this video was requested by Darkeyesgaming. And basically what you're going to want to do, first I got Cinema 4D R13. And there's different ways for like R12 or R11, I think. But you're going to want to go to MoGraph and then go down to MoText. And basically what this will do is it'll bring up a 3D text, and mine's a little slow because I got too much fonts on my computer. But it'll bring up a 3D text, and then, okay, here it is. And then you should get a side panel. It says MoText, and then go down to where it says text and change that to whatever you want. I'm gonna go for tutorial, and you can change the depth to whatever you want. I'm gonna go for probably about 60 instead of 100. And I'm gonna load up my fonts, and in order for you to do that, you just have to click where it says font and they'll bring down a drop down menu. My computer is it's gonna take a little to do that because of how much fonts I have, but it loaded up. I paused it and everything because it was thundering. But this is what you want to do now. Just go down, choose whatever fonts you want by using your scroller wheel, or just keep moving the mouse up. Okay, sorry about that. I was eating the rest of my food and everything, but now I'm back. So basically what you want to do now is you want to change the font, and when you click on the font tab in the MoText layer section, it'll bring you down this drop down menu, which the default font should be Sego UI, and you're gonna click on that and it will bring all these fonts up. You will have less than mine probably, or more than mine, depending if you downloaded some. But all you want to do is go find a font that you like, and I'm just going to find a random one for the sake of this tutorial. This one looks nice and it's proto culture, so you can look that one up. But anyway, what you want to do now is the depth and everything is good. You could adjust those to whatever you want, but we're gonna duplicate this MoText right here. So go to your layers where it will show, like if you had lights or whatever. But make sure you click on your MoText layer, and then hold Control, and just hold your left mouse button until it shows this arrow pointing to the left, and just release. And I don't know what this is, but this thing's getting really annoying. It happens whenever I open up Cinema 4D. But anyways, now you gotta duplicate MoText. But if you want to do it an easier way than that, just do Control C, Control V, or Command C, Command V if you're on Mac. And then make sure you have your duplicate MoText layer selected, and go to caps, and then start cap, make that a fillet cap, and then do the same thing for the end cap, set it to fillet cap. And basically what it will do is it'll give it this rounded texture and smooth it out and everything. I think it looks really good if you try to put it on a text. On the start fillet cap, let's change the steps to 3 and the radius to 4, and do the same thing for the end fillet cap, steps 3, radius 4. Okay guys, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna change the depth to the duplicate MoText layer. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back into the options tab on the MoText. We're gonna change the depth of the duplicate MoText to 30, and you want to make it half of whatever the def is for the first motex layer. So if the def was like, let's say 500, and if you're good at math, people call me genius boy, that would be 250. And all my friends call me genius because hence the name, I'm a genius. But no, I'm kidding, I'm not a genius, but no matter what, you want to make it half of whatever the other whatever your first text def is. Sorry, I got kind of dumbfounded there. But anyways, you want to line it up in the middle, and to make sure it's lined up exactly in the middle, go to this little icon right here and click it. It's next to your rotate tool, and then you will get all these different views. There's top, perspective, right, and front. Now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go into the top view, and just click that little icon again over the top view. And you can use these little tools up here to move around and everything. This one's scale in and out. This one's to rotate, which you can't do that in top view, right view, and bottom view, I think is what they all are. You can only use rotate and perspective. But what you're going to want to do now is you're going to want to have your duplicate motex layer selected. You're just going to want to line this up in the middle till however you think it looks that it's in the middle. I think something about 4 point, let's see, well it doesn't show it here, but anyways it was 4.861 on mine, and it varies for you. But what we're going to do now is we're going to get out of it by pressing the little icon again, and then go into the perspective view and clicking that icon again. And I'm just going to leave the motex layer like this right now because I kind of forgot about it, but it doesn't matter. It's not like this is an exam or something. It's not like I'm getting graded for my work. But anyways, what you're going to want to do is, let me see if it gets louder because the train. Nope. Okay, well that's good. This is my new mic, so I got a new headset. Anyways, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go down to your material section at the bottom, and you could either duplicate on this, not duplicate, double click on this little section down here, which will bring up a new material and you could just go into it from there, or you could go create new material and it'll bring up the material there also, and then just double click on that material, go to color, change the color to whatever you want. I think for the front, I think probably black will look good. I never put it to a complete black because it doesn't look that good if it's completely black. But I'm just gonna raise it up a little, add a little bit gray into it. What we're gonna want to do now is add some reflection. So go down to the reflection tab and click reflection. And what it will do is it will give it this huge shiny material, and you don't want that. You don't want to see all this reflection. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna change the brightness down on the reflection tab. We're gonna change that down to, I usually use about 18. This all depends on what you want to use. You don't have to use the same settings as me. But then I'm gonna go into the texture tab on the reflection. On the reflection tab, I'm gonna go to the texture, and I'm gonna change that to Fresnel. And what it will do is it'll give it like a realistic reflection. And if you know realistic reflections, it's not as reflective in the center, and it's more reflective on the outsides, which is right here, than it is in the center. And basically you want to go down to the mix strength and you want to change that to about, let's say I'll use 20. And as you can see, it's more reflective on the outsides than it is in the center. And that's basically what we want, because it gives it a better look. It makes it more realistic. We're gonna change the blurriness. I was just watching that to see if the noise goes up, because it's thundering and a train is coming by like right now. But anyways, what you want to do is I'm going to change the blurriness to about 1 or 5 or so. You could change this to whatever you want. Okay, sorry about that, train, but I'm just going to increase the blurriness to... This is my first time using blurriness, so bear with me here. I'm going to bring it about 2. And you could add other settings that you want. You could add like bump, which you'll give it, you can make like a, what is it called, a rusty texture look to this, but that everything else is entirely up to you. These are the ones that I mainly use. I might go to the specular tab and change the mode to metal, and it'll make it a little bit darker, but it'll give it like a metal feel to it. You know what? No, I'm just gonna leave it at plastic this time. This is taking a little low because I got too much stuff on this material. But anyways, you're just gonna want to exit out of that, and then just drag the material onto whichever mode text you want. I'm gonna drag it onto the front mode text. And basically, we got something good going on here, but not that good. It needs to get better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate the material by holding down Control, selecting your material, holding down Control, and holding your left mouse button and dragging it till you see a yellow line with a yellow, the arrow pointing to the left. Or what you could do is Control C, Control V, Command C, Command V if you're on Mac. Now what we're going to want to do is double click on your new material, and I'm just mess with the color, change the color to whatever you want. I'm going to go for probably a orange. Maybe saturate it a little, add a little bit of contrast, maybe a little bit more green. Okay, basically we're gonna get this nice orange feel color to it. Yeah, so okay, there it goes. Now just exit out of that and drag it onto your second mode text, whichever one you want. But basically what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna adjust the render settings. What the render settings will do is it'll make it look a lot better. So these are your render buttons up here. This will just do a preview render to see how it looks, which is this button right here. This one is to render out the project, and basically this is the preview render, and this is what we got so far, and I think it could look better than that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the render settings, which it's this button right here. Click that. Now this will only work for the output preset. You could change this to film video and then HDV/HDTV 720 29.97. This will only work if you got the full version of Cinema 4D, if you bought it or got it some other way. Let's go into the save panel. And okay, sorry about that, but what we're gonna want to do now is when you're on your save tab on your render settings, just go to the format, change that to PNG if you're saving this for Photoshop, make background or something. And then go to alpha channel, make sure you check alpha channel. And I'm gonna go to multipass. Okay, what you're gonna want to do now is go to the anti-aliasing, change the anti-aliasing to best, and minimum level 2x2, and max level should already be 4x4. If it's not, then you could just change the max level 4x4. But anyways, go to your options, that's alright. Okay, everything else is alright. Now go to effect, which is this little button right here, and add ambient occlusion, effect, global illumination, effect, depth of field, effect. Let's add a little bit of, no, we're not going to add a color correction this time. But we're going to go to the global illumination and just click on it once. Make sure you don't click the little arrow, the check mark. But when you click on your global illumination, you should get these settings. On the GI mode, on general, change that to IR plus QMC still image, and then go to the irradiance cache, change that to, change the stochastic samples to low, and then the record density to low. And basically what that will do is it'll give it a nice render, and yeah. But now what we gotta do, since we added that stuff to it, we need to add some lights. So just add a light by going to the top and clicking this add light object. And if you got some light rooms, you could add those. I'm just gonna move this to wherever I think looks good in front of the text, maybe above. Maybe I could zoom out a little and put it in front of it like that too. Okay, I'm gonna move the camera angle to something that looks good, and then I'm just gonna click the render preview button, and this might take a while, so I'm gonna be back once the render finishes. Okay, well I'm back. That was a 2-minute 14 seconds render, but you can see that it looks really good. And I like this text. I might use it sometimes, except change the name. But anyways, there's another way that you could do this. If you're on one of the older versions of Cinema 4D, I'm just gonna turn those off, and I am gonna go to your spline tools. Make sure you hold down your left mouse button and go to text. And basically what this does is it gives it a spline text, and you don't want that. You might want it, but I want a 3D text for this tutorial. So basically what you're gonna want to do is just change the text. Click on your text, your spline text, and change the text to whatever you want. Let's say tutorial 2, and then I'm gonna leave it the default font. And then you're gonna go up to your hypernerbs. You're gonna hold down your left mouse button and click extrude nerbs. The hypernerbs is like this weird rounded rectangle, or however you want to call it. But we're gonna drag the text into the hypernerbs, extrude nerbs I mean. And then click on your extrude nerbs, and you can see that it gave it depth and everything, made it 3D. And you could just go to the objects panel, go to the movement, and on the last movement, it should be default 20. We're gonna change that to about 60, and you could copy the same steps that I gave the last time. I'm just gonna add texture to this real quick, but everything else here is up to you, and then you could just render it out by doing that, and then file, save as, and save it where you want. So I hope this tutorial helped you, and if it did, make sure you leave a comment. If it didn't, make sure to leave a comment, and a like, and whatever else, maybe a sub, I don't know, it's up to you. But anyways, yeah, hopefully this tutorial helped you out. Leave me some feedback. If you want me to make a tutorial, leave me a message or leave me a comment. And I'll work on that tutorial as soon as I can. So, hopefully you subscribe. Thanks.